ready to get started this morning? Woo, that's more like it. Okay, now we're gonna count this thing down. Hit it! 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike Cannon-Brookes.
Good morning. Welcome. All right. Getting started early. Welcome to the Atlassian Summit. First, I must thank you all for being here, for taking time away from your families, from your work, to join us here in Vegas. Whether this is your first summit or your 10th, I assure you, you will be energized by everything you hear over the next few days. Now, if you look around you, there's nearly 5,000 people in this room from 46 different countries and thousands more watching online. So if you are one of the millions of people who use an Atlassian product on a daily basis, one of the 25,000 developers who build on top of the Atlassian platform, or one of more than 500 partners who are building their business around Atlassian, from everyone in our teams all around the world, you're the reason we come to work every day, so thank you for being here. Now, the global network, the global economy of Atlassian customers and partners has never been stronger. It's what makes Summit my favorite time of year. It's the one time of year when our whole community gets together on such a massive scale. But when Scott and I started Atlassian, it was on a wholly different scale. It was just the two of us in Sydney dreaming about the possibilities for our then little enterprise on a single table. We're still the same two guys, albeit with a little bit more gray hair, still dreaming about the future and what lies ahead. And we defined a pretty clear mission back then for our company, a mission to unleash the potential of every team. We believe that with great teamwork, anything is possible. It's with great teamwork that customers like Kiva have helped more than 2 million entrepreneurs receive $1 billion in microloans, enabling them to create opportunities not just for themselves, but for their families and their communities. It's with great teamwork that Next Era Energy has now built more than 200 large-scale solar farms and wind farms, helping reduce our global dependence on fossil fuels and helping us all to reach a more sustainable future. And like these two customers, millions more, millions of teams across the globe are helping transform lives and making the world a better place for all of us, each in their own way. Now, over the next few days, you're going to hear a lot about teams. So I thought it was good to start by clarifying what we mean when we say teams, how Atlassian thinks about teams. When we talk about teams, we don't just think about the department or the function that you're assigned to in the org chart. We care much more about who you work with and much less about who you work for. Let's take a typical software team. When we think about software teams, we don't just think about the team that's writing code, that's shipping code. We think much more cross-functionally. We think about the ad hoc team that has to rapidly form to solve an incident or a problem. We think about the leadership team, which guides the entire group going forward. We think about the service team, which responds to customers and stakeholders of the project. And we even think about the office social team, who have to put on the end-of-release celebration. We think about every type of team across every function of business within an organization. Now, we also think a lot about what it takes to drive great outcomes in those teams. Teams of any type don't just magically produce great work. I'm sure you all know teams are hard. Teams are complicated. There is no one-size-fits-all. Each team that you're on, and people are often on many different teams, lots of those types of teams at the same time, each team has different goals, different activities, unique personalities, and indeed the role that you play on each one of those teams is quite different. But we're optimistic. With the right set of attributes, we believe that any team can deliver great outcomes. Successful teams have many common attributes: trust, diversity of ideas, defined values and metrics, a balanced team of different individuals, a shared understanding of where they're trying to get to, the right products, and more. Together, this set of attributes is what come together to deliver those great outcomes that you're after in your team. And that's why we think about all different aspects of teamwork. We think about the people side of teams, we think about the practices side of teams, and, of course, we think about the software and products that these teams have to use. And that's why Summit is going to cover all of these aspects of teamwork. We have almost 100 sessions this year of amazing teamwork content. Awareness of those people aspects, the human aspect of teams, is crucial for long-term success and team health. At Atlassian, we know that these elements are not only important for us helping attract and retain all of the awesome Atlassians that you'll meet over the next few days, but they help us drive long-term innovation and growth within the company. That's why this week, you'll see even more sessions covering topics like the psychological safety of teams, building a culture of trust, how to enable workplace diversity, and much more. For those who saw Sean Akers' talk yesterday, you're going to love this session, Empathizing Your Way to Effective Teamwork by Sophie Wade. She'll explain how managers and team members can develop, practice, and even try to measure empathy that they bring to work on their teams every day. Now, those teams also need to be anchored in the right practices. Think about a time when you've been on a team that's really kicking ass. Probably had the right people, probably had the right products to get a lot of work done, but there was something else. There were a set of habits, rituals, traditions, ways of working that made your team feel connected, made them feel impactful, and ultimately helped to make that team really successful. The truth is, even the most well-meaning teams won't be able to deliver the outcomes they're looking for, won't be able to move forward in a predictable way without a reliable set of practices. For some, it's things like Agile and Scrum. For others, it's ITIL. But it goes a lot further to practices around remote work, productivity, or communication patterns within teams. So we've got a whole host of sessions covering team practices as well in the next few days. For example, we're a very distributed company now. We have 10 different offices across 7 different locations, 7 different countries in the world. And we have hundreds more employees who now work from home remotely in lots more countries beyond that. So we have a host of sessions on remote work, like this one from Stella, one of the marketing gurus behind the Trello brand, on how to be happy, healthy, and productive yourself while working remotely on a team. And of course, in addition to people and practices, we're going to have a lot on the product side of teams. We, obviously, spend a lot of time thinking about how the right products can help move work forward on project, service, and leadership teams across an organization. Now, there'll be lots of focused sessions on software and IT teams, but there's a lot of sessions as well covering marketing, finance, HR, and legal teams, how they can all use our products to move forward. We've even brought a whole host of folks from Atlassian who never usually get to come to Summit. For example, to highlight and embarrass 2 of them, we have Rich from our finance team, who has a session on how we manage our complex compliance and SOX controls as a large public company using our own products. And Kyle from our workplace experience team on how a kick-ass team of individuals, a small team of kick-ass individuals, keep our offices running smoothly all across the globe, again, using Atlassian products. But it's not just from us. You're going to hear from some amazing customers, like Daniela, Alexandra, and Nathan, who'll be sharing how their respective legal and HR departments use Atlassian tools to track things from contract requests all the way through to managing really complex employee onboarding processes. If it's not clear yet, we're pretty obsessed by teams and how we make them successful. Whether your team is managing projects, serving customers, or leading the digital transformation of your whole organization for every team out there, we develop products and develop practices that help you unleash the potential of every team on your organization. Now, on this main stage this morning, we're going to cover 3 big topics. Well, 2 this morning, 1 tomorrow. Up next, Scott is going to come up and tell you how Atlassian is applying our expertise to modern IT teams, how we're helping them digitally transform your whole organization. And later this morning, Cameron and Anu will talk about deployment options, covering server, data center, and cloud improvements. And then we'll be back here tomorrow morning to discuss team practices and share some of our latest research on what it takes to build a successful, high-performance team. So with that, please welcome my co-founder and teamwork partner in crime, Scott Farquhar, to get us kicked off.
Thanks, Mike. I'm super excited to be here today, and I'm excited for everything we have in store for you here at Summit. Now, as you know, the world around us is changing, and it's happening fast, really fast. In fact, the rate of change that we're experiencing today is exponentially greater than at any time in human history. What if I told you for the period of time you've been sitting here this morning, let's call it about 15 minutes, that there have been about 600 million WhatsApp messages sent, maybe by some of you in the audience, 50 million Google searches, and there's been more than 11 million songs streamed on Spotify. Now that's a hell of a lot of Ed Sheeran just in the last 15 minutes. And it's not just the rate of change that's mind-boggling, it's the magnitude. The way we live has transformed in unimaginable ways just over the last decade. And in this, our expectations for companies has radically changed. We've gone from a world where off-the-shelf was good enough to a world where self-expression matters and customization is expected. We've gone from shops being open 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, to shopping in our living rooms 24/7. We've gone from a time when companies valued standardization and efficiency to today where creativity and innovation are paramount and diversity is celebrated. Now, I'd like everyone here in the audience this morning to take a moment and think about the best interaction that you had with a company this year. What made you love it? Why was it awesome? How did that company delight you? Was it great customer service? Was it an A+ user experience? Was the interaction at a time that was convenient for you or convenient for them? Did they understand your specific need, and did they treat you as an individual? Now, if you think about what this company needed to do to deliver on your high expectations, inside that company, teams needed to collaborate and come together in ways that they've never done before and operate at a speed that they've never had to operate at before. And for most companies, that is a radical departure from the way that they've used to work. Now, we call this change digital transformation. And companies, big and small, many of you in the audience, are struggling and grappling with how to change your processes, how to change your business models, and most importantly, how you change the way your teams work inside your organizations. And we know that in order to deliver the magical experiences that your customers now expect, we know that your teams need to come together and be more agile and collaborative than they've ever done before. Now, no team knows the impact of digital transformation more than IT. IT teams have a central role in companies that are grappling with transforming themselves. IT teams have to partner with development teams to deploy and operate the software and services that your customers are now demanding. And IT also has to support and empower all teams across the business to be more agile and collaborative so that every team can deliver on these increased customer expectations. Now, given Atlassian's background in software development and our mission to unleash the potential in all teams, we're incredibly well placed to partner with your IT teams on this journey of transformation. Now, you're probably aware that there's often a healthy tension between dev teams and IT. Dev teams want to deliver software faster to meet customer demands, and whilst IT want dev to be agile, they're tasked with controlling costs and managing risks. And maintaining that fine balance between agility and control can be tricky. But what if we could remove that tension? What if we could automate the interactions between dev and IT? If we could make it simple for your dev teams to request new infrastructure, and IT could fast-track those requests to delivery, perhaps even by using a service desk. So this morning, I'm excited to preview a powerful new integration between Amazon Web Services and Jira Service Desk that I know will radically change the way that your dev and IT teams interact. So let me show you how it works. Now here's where you create a ticket in Jira Service Desk. Now this specific service desk has been configured so that developers can request new development environments from IT. So when this new integration is installed, the list of pre-approved environments is populated directly from Amazon's service catalog. So this has a few benefits. Firstly, because the list comes directly from Amazon, you don't need to maintain it in two places, which means your company can move a lot faster and have one source of truth. And secondly, because IT get to approve what turns up here, they get to maintain control over what environments get deployed. So you fill in a few more details and submit the form. Now, using Jira Service Desk workflow and assignment rules, the request is directed to the right person in IT who can review it. Now, from within Jira Service Desk, this assignee can review the request, including all the relevant information, to determine whether or not to approve it. So right here in this interface, without having to go to the AWS console, without having to log in, without having to worry about if you're going to find and spin up the right environment, right here inside Jira Service Desk, you can automatically provision this new Amazon Web Services environment. And we think that's pretty cool. Using Jira Service Desk as the interface between dev and IT makes life better for everyone. Developers get the agility they want, and IT get to maintain control. And while we think that integration I showed you just now is cool, what's even cooler is going to be the dozens of ways that we know you will automate your workflows when you get started with Jira Service Desk. Amazon and integration is but one of the ways that we will save time by using Jira Service Desk. Now I want to talk about another area that dev and IT need to collaborate on. Incidents. These days, you're the easiest audience in the world. No one else claps when any other service goes down, do they? It's a these days, as software increasingly powers everything, outages can have major customer impact. The outage of a popular online service can affect millions or hundreds of millions of customers. People can't board their flights, they can't pay their bills, they can't video chat with their family. So whether it's a major bug or you're having capacity issues, when you have an incident, you effectively go dark on your customers. So incidents have a real impact, both in terms of dollars, but also in terms of reputation. The downtime associated with incidents is estimated to cost global businesses over $1 trillion a year. So that's billions of dollars every single day. And whilst those are large numbers, let's all consider the personal impact of incidents. 1 minute, your customers are watching the World Cup, cheering on their home team, and the next minute, they're screaming along with 1 million other fans at their computer. When YouTube TV goes down during a World Cup, people notice. Every second of downtime is a missed goal, a missed penalty, a moment missed forever due to an incident. Now, previously, many of you in the audience who build software would have washed your hands and said, well, that's just not my problem. And those of you in IT operations would have loved to get your hands dirty and fix the problem permanently instead of just restarting those broken services. Now, the reality of modern operations is that dev and IT need to work together to respond to and resolve incidents. Now, the truth is that responding to incidents is hard. It's really hard. You need the best-of-breed products to respond to and resolve incidents fast. Now, why is that? It's because incidents can make or break your reputation. And you need the best products out there. But best of breed alone doesn't cut it. You live in a world where every second counts. And to save time, you need products that are deeply integrated. Now, only Atlassian provide best-of-breed products that are deeply integrated. I'm going to talk you through and show you our best-in-class products. Now, all of you in the audience will be familiar with Jira software as the best way to track work across your organization. And Jira Service Desk is fast becoming a standard for service and support. So today, let's focus on Status Page and Opsgenie and show you their incredible functionality. Status Page is the #1 way to proactively communicate the status of incidents to your customers. We are so passionate about communication and transparency that Status Page's mission is to build trust with every incident. And we know you can build trust with your customers with every incident. With website, email, and mobile communications, Status Page is up when you are down. And Status Page's Uptime Showcase helps you build trust with your customers by showing them the long-term reliability of your services. Now, many of the best companies in the world, companies you trust with your cloud data, companies like Dropbox, New Relic, Intercom, thousands more use Status Page to keep their customers, to keep you informed of incidents and downtime. Now, last year we acquired Opsgenie, a market leader in alerting and on-call management. Now, we believe Opsgenie is best in class for many reasons. First, Opsgenie has what we believe to be the best rules engine in the market. So this means that alerts and escalations are sent to the right person every single time. Now, that may not seem like much, but you don't realize how important it is to have the alerts and escalations sent to the right person until you've woken up the wrong people at 2 a.m. in the morning. Or worse, you wake no one up and your website or product has been down all night and you didn't know. Now, Opsgenie also has built-in video conferencing, making it easy to get the right people together to resolve the issue. Now, I promise you, I don't know anyone in Ops who looks like this at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's more like this. But no matter who's online, and no matter what they look like, the most important thing is that Opsgenie's video conferencing, no time is wasted getting everyone together to solve the problem. Now, once the incident's resolved, we can all relax and get back to our day jobs, right? Well, no. Many of you have told us that you struggle to learn from incidents. You repeat the same mistakes. So that's why we have added post-mortems to Opsgenie. Now, let's be honest. You've had an incident, the adrenaline's pumping, you come in the next day doing a post-mortem. It's a bit of a drag, right? Like, no one wants to do them, but you know they have to be done. So we've made it extremely and straightforward so that you do a post-mortem every single time. We have pre-built templates so that you can learn from best practices. And we have a full incident timeline, which captures everything that happened during the incident. And this is going to save you hours trying to remember what happened when. We know that with Opsgenie's postmortems, we will help you prevent your next incident. Now, while each of these individual products are incredibly powerful in their own right, the true power comes from being deeply integrated. Now, millions of our users around the world are deeply familiar with Atlassian's cloud products, such as Jira Software and Jira Service Desk. Now, we've brought that same experience to Status Page and Opsgenie, so your teams will benefit from one unified experience. Now, during an incident, the last thing you want is team members struggling to navigate through different user experiences. We're integrating user management across the Atlassian family of products so that your teams benefit from a seamless experience as they move between the products they love. The Status Page and Jira Service Desk integration helps with deflecting support tickets. It saves your customers time from the way they would spend raising unnecessary support tickets, and it saves your support team time from getting overwhelmed with too many duplicate requests. Now, Opsgenie has beautiful integration with Jira software. in the middle of an emergency, it's really easy to cut corners and do the wrong thing. And that's why we've made it even easier for your teams to do the right thing and track all the changes that need to happen directly in Jira software. During postmortems, this same integration also helps you create follow-up actions inside Jira software. Now, with postmortems, the most important thing, and the thing that many people forget, is actually completing the action items that you wrote down. Many people forget to do this important step. And we know that tracking those action items in Jira software, they can be scheduled, they can be put in your backlog, means that they will actually get done. Atlassian also integrates with many third-party products, such here as we're showing Slack. That allows your dev and ops teams to collaborate using the tools that they're most familiar with. Now, the Slack integration is bidirectional. So here, important messages can be posted directly back into the Ops Genie timeline. So we believe that only Atlassian's approach to integrated products Atlassian's approach to incident management brings together best-of-breed products that are deeply integrated. This is going to help your dev and IT teams be more agile when it comes to responding, resolving, and learning from incidents. So, in addition to supporting dev teams, IT also play a critical role in enabling all teams across the business. Now, those of you here today in IT know that you can be a hero when you deliver great service to teams in your organization. But you could be a superhero if only you can empower teams to help themselves. So why is it, say, for example, why doesn't every team in an organization have their own service desk? Why doesn't every interaction between your teams in an organization go through a customized service desk? Well, it's because most service desk deployments are lengthy, expensive, and complicated. They're so hard to configure that you and IT have no choice but to be involved. And at Atlassian, we believe that any team can be a service team. And we believe in a service desk for every team in your organization. So we've made it extremely simple for every team, HR, facilities, legal, marketing, to create their own service desk in a matter of minutes. So let's take a moment and see how a legal team can spin up their very own service desk. Now first, and sometimes one of the most complicated things you have to do is name your service desk. So we'll get really creative here and call it the legal service desk, right? Then you have to choose what types of requests you're going to field for your employees. In this case, let's allow employees to submit contracts for review. Now, the Jira Service Desk interface makes it extremely simple to drag and drop the required fields to capture information about this contract that you want to review. In this case, let's create a field for the company name of the contract we want to review. Let's drag a number field on there to capture the value of the contract that we want to review. And just below that, let's have an attachment field so people can upload the contract so we can review it. Great. How simple was that? In addition to easily configuring the required fields, the power of Jira Service Desk really shines when it comes to workflows. The magical workflow editor allows you to create the workflow that you want, whether it's a simple workflow to get started or more advanced workflows as your processes evolve. For example, you may want to send contracts with differing values to different lawyers for review. So the next time an employee wants help from legal, all they need to do is go to the Help Center, which is now the same Help Center they go to for everything in their organization. Click on the legal service desk, choose to get their contract reviewed, fill out this simple form we just created, and send it straight over to the legal team. No more email ping pong, no more back and forth, no more trying to find the right lawyer inside the legal team. It's that simple. Now, so from legal to marketing, HR, facilities, finance, any department can set up service desks for their teams in only a few minutes. So by empowering every team to roll out their own service desks and we have some interesting teams at Atlassian. By empowering every team to roll out your own service desks, you in IT have this incredible opportunity to transform your organization. I want to say that again. By empowering every team in your organization to roll out their own service desks, you in IT have this incredible opportunity to transform the way your organization works and become a superhero along the way. So this morning, I've shown you how Atlassian teams can work more closely with dev teams and also empower all teams across their organization. But we know to accomplish this, IT needs more than just the best products. As Mike mentioned earlier, you also need the best people and the best practices to help transform the way that you work. So we've packaged up our best practices at Atlassian into what we call the Atlassian Playbook. Now, if you've been to Summit before, you've probably heard us talk about this. The Playbook is a series of how-to guides to help your teams work better together. Now, this is really important to us. And from the feedback we hear, it's really important to all of you also. We've been blown away at how popular these playbooks are, how many people download them, and how widely they get used. Today, I'm pleased to announce that we're expanding our playbook. We're adding 8 new plays specifically focused on IT teams. Now, these plays have been developed in conjunction with Atlassian's own IT teams, and we know that they'll make a huge difference to the way that you work. You can get the entire playbook, as well as these 8 specific plays, from the Atlassian website, and if you're not yet using the Atlassian playbook, I would strongly encourage you to check it out. People, products, practices. Atlassian provide everything you need to drive digital transformation. Now, we know digital transformation is even harder at scale. Our largest customers have told us they want visibility across dozens of Jira projects and hundreds of teams in their enterprise. More importantly, they want to tie these projects to their strategic business outcomes. Now, as we set out to solve this issue for you, we found a remarkable company that already did this incredibly well. And that remarkable company is AgileCraft. A lot of fans of AgileCraft here in the audience. Now, not surprisingly, the idea for AgileCraft came from a former CTO who personally experienced the pain of not having visibility across all of his projects in his organization firsthand. Today, I'm proud to announce that AgileCraft is now Jira Align, and it's the newest addition to the Atlassian family of products. Jira Align ties the work that all teams do directly up to business outcomes. So if you're a large or growing enterprise using Jira, or you want help with Agile at scale, you definitely need to take a look at this remarkable solution to help your company. So please join me and give a warm welcome to the founder of AgileCraft and the new head of Jira Align, Steve Elliott.
Thanks, Scott, for the warm and great introduction. If you would have told me a year ago that I'd be standing on stage at Atlassian Summit in Las Vegas in front of thousands of people, I might have said you're crazy. I've been a fan of Atlassian for many years, and I love the mission, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of this team. So if you know me, you know that I've been building software since I was a kid. This is my first computer. My mom got me a Texas Instruments for Christmas because, well, we lived in Texas, so that seemed to make sense to her. And I fell in love, and I've been building software ever since. Not too long ago, I was head of strategy and CTO in a fast-growing software company, where I was responsible for engineering, product management, and strategy. We were early adopters of Agile in a highly competitive space. In that role, I was often asked really hard questions by the board of directors, like, hey, Steve, how do you know that your teams are working on the features that matter most to our success? How do you know that spending money on this initiative will increase adoption or improve customer satisfaction more than this other initiative? How are you balancing investment in the platform versus new innovation? Each time I was asked these hard questions, I would scramble to get updated data and try to give answers. The more agile we became, the harder it became for me to give clear answers. Today, that dilemma is central to unlocking success with agile at scale, digital transformation, and lean portfolio management. Solving that dilemma is why we built Jira Align. Early on, we saw that Jira was a tool of choice for teams, so we bet big on Atlassian as we set out to tackle agile at scale. With Jira Align, our mission is to simplify building software at scale. We aim to make all work visible, to align business and technology teams across the enterprise, and to maximize outcomes. We work with large enterprises like Anthem, Fidelity, and AT&T to help the entire organization play and win together. It's absolutely game-changing when hundreds of teams get aligned on a single mission. For example, AT&T was nearing completion of their team-level agile transformation. They were enjoying the benefits of more empowered and responsive teams. But despite the success, they were struggling to see true transformation. The organization as a whole wasn't seeing desired improvements in speed, cost, quality, and value delivery. Without the ability to easily connect work to outcomes, leaders had limited ability to really understand which investments were working and which were not. In other words, they had no easy way to link strategy to execution. This is the same problem I had as a CTO, just at a much, much larger scale. With Jira Align, AT&T embarked on an aggressive plan that enabled them to deliver rapid results. The simple process of connecting strategies, themes, epics, features, and stories in a single tool, providing alignment across the organization, helped them immediately get better outcomes. AT&T had huge goals for their transformation, like cutting time to market in half, improving quality, and reducing costs by a third. Within just 6 months, they saw huge gains. They were able to implement Jira Align across 15,000 people, in 45 release trains across 15 portfolios, and they were just getting started. So how do you know if your company would benefit from Jira Align? Here are a few questions to ask yourself. Do your teams find it difficult to connect their work to overall outcomes of the company, and often ask, why are we even doing this work in the first place? If so, you can use Jira Align to make work visible across the organization in a single view, regardless of where that work is being managed. For example, you can roll up work across hundreds of programs and teams in a unified view across Jira Software, Jira Service Desk, and Trello, with a common set of goals and a shared budget. Even better, each story, epic, and card is tied back to the why. All of us want to have a big impact at work. We want to drive big results and improve our organizations, but it's really difficult to do that if everyone doesn't understand the why. With Jira Align, teams always know why their work matters. All they have to do is hit the why button. So here's another question. Do you spend a lot of time trying to coordinate work across teams? Once work begins at scale, there are often hundreds of activity streams and thousands of moving parts. To keep teams aligned in real time, the program board ensures that changes in scope, current priorities, and goals are visible across the teams. Next, do you always have a view of all priorities and dependencies across your company? With Jira Align, team-to-team priorities and dependencies are always visible and easy to manage at scale. And last, can you measure the impact of your work against the larger goals of your organization? With Jira Align, the early results of the work is visible using outcome sensors. This provides immediate feedback loops to the delivery teams and feeds forward important information to portfolio managers. Using OKRs linked to teams in Jira, you can quickly see leading and lagging indicators to help you decide if it's time to halt, pivot, or persevere with your work in process. If these questions resonate with you, we would love to chat. Like everyone at Atlassian, I believe in the power of teams. I would not be up here today without an amazing team. So if you'll indulge me for a quick second, I'd like to do a shout out to my team, which is in the audience today. Could I get everyone on the Jira Align team to please stand up? As you can see, our entire team is here at Summit, so come find us on the floor, in the lounge, the demo dens, the track sessions. Just look for our new logo. We are so excited to show you what Jira Align can do for you and your enterprise. And now please welcome back Mike Cannon-Brookes.
Thanks, Steve, and thanks to the whole Jira Align team for being here in Las Vegas. I think you'll... They're a quiet bunch. I think you're really going to like them. I'm also thankful we're delivering on one of the areas that so many of our biggest customers have been asking for. Now, let me take a second to touch on a different topic, one that inevitably comes up in every conversation we have with customers. Increasingly, we know that cloud software has become the mainstream, from G Suite and Office 365 all the way through to Slack and Salesforce. More than 90% of businesses are now using the cloud software to power themselves. Now, the cloud is a fundamentally better way to run and operate software. Most of us are aware of the advantages: faster setup, easier to operate, continuously improving and innovating, and effortlessly scaling with your needs. And most compellingly for us, the cloud allows your teams to focus their time, their energy, and their resources on your core business. Because of this, Atlassian is designing for a cloud-first future, to deliver on the promise that we will run our applications better than anyone else. At the same time, we understand every company is moving at a different pace on their journey to the cloud. So no matter where you are in your journey, we're building for where you are today, as well as ensuring that we're building ahead for where you want to go in the future. To talk a little more about today's innovations in our on-premise products, please welcome up a perennial favorite, Cameron Deatsch.
Good morning. Okay. Now, thanks, Mike. Before I get started, I actually discovered a critical insight. I have found the key to unlocking developer productivity at Atlassian. You want to hear it? It turns out, it's pretty simple. The louder you clap during my presentation, the more features we build next year. That's a good start. Okay? I have no idea why. I think it's a DevOps thing, but anyhow. Regardless of where your company is on its journey to adopting cloud technology, we're committed to making sure you have the right technology to move your businesses forward. So for that reason, I'm going to share some of the improvements we're making to our server and data center products this year. And this year, most of these improvements have come via our platform releases that set a new foundation for stability, performance, and new features for years to come. But let's start with the big one, the one you've been waiting for, Jira Software 8.0. With 8.0, not only did we deliver some of the most highly voted features of all time, like shared filters and dashboards and batch email notifications, the real magic was on the back end, where we greatly improved the performance of the Jira application. And the results kind of speak for themselves. Now, do we have any JQL power users out there in the audience? Come on, raise your hand. Be proud. There's no other audience in the world that will appreciate your JQL skills more than these people. Okay. Well, your skills are about to be unleashed with 31% faster JQL searches. Snap. And for those of you that are using boards all day to get work done, you're going to be very happy because they're going to load twice as fast. Let me show you. Here is the same board loading before and after we made these improvements. New board's already loaded. And if you're on 7X, we're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. Pretty amazing difference, huh? Turns out, in some of our test environments, we've seen load times of some of the biggest boards, so you have 10,000 issues in your backlog or so on, can load 21 times faster. Now, for you Jira admins out there, I know you love nothing more than rebuilding the Jira index. It's just like, it's like a nice little vacation in the middle of your week, right? Okay. Well, those good times are about to get a whole lot shorter, I'm sorry to say, because reindexing times are now 71% faster, and the overall index size is cut in half. In fact, we've been so happy with the improvements to Jira 8, we started calling Jira 8 Jira Great. Now, don't forget, since they're built on the same Jira platform, all the improvements we made to Jira Software 8.0 will also apply to Jira Service Desk 4.0 as well. Now, I could go on and on about the improvements we're making to 8.0, but there's one more capability I have to call out. Now, do we have any Android phone users in the audience? If so, please take it out. Yeah, there's one woo. Woo, Android. Take it out. Please go to the Play Store. Okay, we're going to test the Wi-Fi here at the Mandalay Bay. Please search for Jira Server. Are you there? Boom. I'm proud to announce native mobile apps for Jira Server on both iOS and Android, currently in beta, generally available very soon. With these new mobile apps, you can manage your projects on the go, view and comment on issues, and much more. I hope you and your end users love these new apps. Now let's move on from Jira to Bitbucket 6.0. With Bitbucket, we're committed to making sure it is the best Git hosting platform for the largest development teams in the world. And to do this, we realize it all starts with happy developers. And one thing we realize developers hate is the constant context switching, jumping between applications and information that they need to get their work done, whether it's build systems, code coverage applications, security scanning tools, and more. It's easy to get lost in kind of the chaos of information and applications. To address this problem, we built Code Insights in Bitbucket 6.0. With Code Insights, we take critical information from these third-party systems through pre-built connectors, as well as a flexible API. We take that information and put it directly within the pull request where developers need to progress work. Now developers can stay in the flow and out of the chaos. But more than making individual developers happy, we're committed to making the largest development teams in the world, and I know many of you are actually here, more productive. And where are the largest development teams in the world located? Everywhere. This is why over the last few years, we've been committed to making sure Bitbucket is blazingly fast at a global scale. You'll remember, we introduced read-only local mirrors so that developers could pull updates from a local server in their region. After that, we introduced smart mirrors so that developers could actually push updates back to that local server as well. But as we spoke with some of our largest customers, they were telling us that the combination of their development teams as well as their build systems in local regions were creating performance and stability concerns on those local mirrors. In fact, 3 weeks ago, I was talking with one of our biggest customers, and he mentioned his R&D center in Tel Aviv had such comprehensive build systems, it was actually taking down their local node. To address this problem, we're introducing mirror farms for Bitbucket Data Center. With a mirror farm, you can stand up a cluster of servers behind a load balancer and distribute the load of your build systems and your development teams in that local region. If you have a global development organization, you're going to love this new capability. Now, I'm sure many of you are thinking to yourselves, like, that's great with Bitbucket, Cameron, but we use all the Atlassian tools. What are you doing for Jira? What are you doing for Confluence to help it perform better at a global scale? Now, we realize speed is critical to your teams. And we also believe it doesn't, like, the time it takes for a Jira issue to load or a Confluence page to open shouldn't depend on how far away the user is from the server. Now, to address this concern, we started looking at user behavior. And we realized that every single time a user makes a request to our server, it pulls back a portion of information that's largely static. CSS, media, fonts, and only another portion of information is actual new data that we bring back. To take advantage of this fact, as well as improve performance at a global scale, we are now approving support for a content delivery network or a CDN for all of our data center products. Now, while you can use any CDN you like, if you run our applications in AWS, you can take advantage of their native AWS CloudFront capabilities through a simple configuration line in our AWS templates. Immediately turn it on and increase performance at a global scale for your teams. With a CDN, your users are going to feel like the server's right underneath their desk. Now, we've been working for many years on improving both the performance and stability of our applications at scale. But we've realized it's nearly impossible to control for every particular situation that can affect our servers. The reality is, automated integrations, untrained users can greatly impact the stability. They could actually take down your entire server. And I know many of you spend hours working with our premier support teams, analyzing logs to kind of identify these bad actors. But wouldn't it be great if our systems just simply self-protected? Well, that's exactly what we're doing by introducing rate limiting for REST APIs for Bitbucket, Jira Software, and Jira Service Desk Data Center. This will allow you to set thresholds for the number of concurrent requests a user can make to the server. You can set exemptions whenever necessary. But the good thing is, now you can rest easy at night knowing our applications are well protected in your environments. So, we've talked a lot about cloud today, and we're going to talk a lot about cloud some more. But one step we know many of you are making on your cloud journey is by adopting new cloud providers like AWS and Microsoft Azure. In fact, we now know that over 35% of our data center customers currently run in AWS or Azure. And we've been working it hard to make sure it's easy to move to, as well as manage our applications in these new cloud environments. To do this, we completely overhauled our AWS and Azure templates, making them easier to manage, but more importantly, easier to customize for your organization's unique needs. More importantly, we've released native support for SSL, simple notification service, and AWS multi-availability zones. In other words, as your organizations adopt more of these cloud providers and their technologies, we're working hard to make sure you can use all of the capabilities they have to provide in combination with our products. So, as you can tell from all the improvements we've made over the last few years, we're working hard to make sure our products, whether they cloud, server, or data center, will continue to scale to meet the needs of the most demanding enterprises. Thank you very much for your time, and welcome back, Mike.
Thanks, Cameron. As you can see, we are very committed to delivering great on-premise products to serve your needs for today. Now, while our goal with Atlassian products has always been to provide you with customer choice, we are accelerating our investment in cloud solutions, as we believe it will be the destination of choice for nearly every one of our customers in time. Our goal, as I said, is to build ahead of you, whatever the size of your business. In fact, we now have more than 100,000 cloud customers, which represent millions and millions of teams using our cloud every single day to get work done. I'm really proud of where we are and super excited about where we're headed. To show you that, please welcome our head of cloud platform, Anu Bharadwaj.
Thanks, Mike. Hello, everyone. That was a good hello. I will try one more time. Hello. Wonderful. At Atlassian, we are heavily investing in the cloud because we believe that it has the power to transform industries from the inside out. On average, an enterprise has 1,000 plus cloud apps and services. That means that most of you, if not all, are already on the cloud. Why is cloud adoption spreading so rapidly? Cloud sets you free from the hassle of maintenance and upgrades. Cloud sets you free to focus on your core mission of growing your business and serving your customers. At Atlassian Cloud, we have the privilege of seeing up close how millions of teams around the world are embracing Atlassian Cloud to do just that. Our teams at donorschoose.org focus on their core mission of providing children a chance at a better tomorrow through a better education. We have teams at Samsung SmartThings that are making the world a safe, connected, and smarter place powered by Atlassian Cloud. The next big invention is being built on the power of cloud. For the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you our cloud promise, the continued improvements we are making across Atlassian Cloud, and my favorite part, a new product launch. This is exciting stuff. And since this is Vegas, I might just have a little bit of a magical gift for you. So let's get started. Our promise with Atlassian Cloud is that we deliver the best Atlassian experience for all types of teams, no matter what you use our products for. Atlassian Cloud runs and scales 24/7. You don't have to worry about downtime or weekend upgrades. Team got bigger, don't worry about server capacity. Best of all, you can rely on world-class security without thinking about hackers getting into your servers or data centers. We've built Atlassian products for 17 years, and we've hosted them on the cloud for over a decade. We know best how to run them in a safe, scalable environment that's hassle-free for you. So what can Atlassian Cloud do? Those of you in the cloud have already seen the amazing advances in user experience that we've been shipping in Jira and Confluence. With the new editor in Confluence, it's easy to build beautiful experiences in Confluence and create and edit them on the fly. The new editor is gorgeous. You got to try this out. And with the next generation projects in Jira, we deliver a classy, powerful issue management experience in Jira Software and Service Desk. Field configuration in issue types has never looked easier than this. Our customers tell us that they love these innovations in user experience, and thanks to the power of cloud, we continue to make them even better at a rapid pace. While we love glowing feedback from customers, we're also painfully aware when customers are not happy. On one of our user feedback tickets, the request was to allow customizing the site URL for Jira and Confluence cloud sites. When one customer asked on the ticket if she could rename her Jira and Confluence site URL, another one of our customers helpfully chimed in with some well-meaning advice, telling her, "Ashley, you'll never be able to do this." Ouch. In fact, one of our customers tracked down the product manager responsible for building this feature. He's my teammate, whose name is Nuan, and sent him a strongly worded note, a note that reminded me of what my teacher would send back to me in school when I got into trouble in class. He said, "Nuan is ignoring us and single-handedly pissing off 1,000 people." What Nuan did, though, was work with Ashley, and in the true Atlassian belief of teamwork, got together with our developer team and Ashley to help solve this problem. Thanks to their teamwork, I'm pleased to announce that renaming your site is now possible. Yes, we think it's very cool. You can do this via a simple support ticket today, and it's soon going to be available automatically in product too. But the more exciting part of this is that this sets us up to solve another related problem later this year, custom domains for your cloud sites. So you can supply your customers with a branded URL that matches your business. Nuan and Ashley are both here at Summit today. Let's give them both a round of applause for being such a great team. Our secret sauce in Atlassian Cloud is the solid foundational cloud platform that powers all our cloud products. This lets us make ultra-fast, rapid improvements at one place in the platform that eventually reaches all our cloud products. You can see this for yourself. For instance, let's take scale. When we introduced Atlassian Cloud, we used to recommend this for organizations that had instances up to 1,000 users. Since then, we raised support to 2,000, and then 5,000. And today, I'm announcing support for 10,000 users. That's right, 10,000 users. So if your organization has instances up to 10,000 users and you want to host them on Atlassian Cloud, come talk to us about joining this exclusive program at the Atlassian Migration Center booth, and my team will be happy to assist you. Remember, this is just one step on our journey to scale. With Atlassian Cloud, our goal is to support unlimited users on the cloud. Another example where we're rapidly making progress is in data center distribution. Like us, many of you have teams spread all over the world. With Atlassian Cloud, we spare you the hassle of having to set up servers and CDNs in every geo. And our worldwide coverage of data centers do just that for you and make sure that you have a snappy experience on your teams no matter where in the world they're located. When we launched Atlassian Cloud, we had 3 data centers: US West Coast, East Coast, and Dublin. Last year at Barcelona, I announced that we would add 2 new data centers in Singapore and Sydney. I'm happy to report that they're now live, which means our Asia-Pacific customers are already experiencing faster response times. For those of you that have teams in Germany, you will rejoice to hear that we have added a new data center in Frankfurt. Even though Sydney is my favorite place in the world to live in, the Frankfurt data center is especially close to my heart. This is because it sets us up in the future to offer you choices around data locality. So customers that need to follow specific data residency guidelines are free to do so. We have some German customers here. So we are on a roll here with rapid improvements coming to cloud faster than you can blink. Why stop now? Earlier, Cameron showed you how we're making our server and data center products faster. And now I'm delighted to show you how we're doing just the same on cloud. With the new next generation projects in Jira, boards load 50% faster. Backlogs, 80% faster. And navigating in the new Jira is 100% faster. That's 2 times as fast to navigate between your boards and projects, the single most common operation in Jira. We continue to obsessively focus on bringing you even more speed in the cloud. Earlier, I showed you innovations we're making in end-user experience. But what about admin experience? We know that the lifeblood of Atlassian products are our product administrators. Please raise your hand if you're a Jira or Confluence administrator. Holy cow, that's almost the entire room. Let's give a big round of applause to these wonderful folks. With Atlassian Cloud, we've unified the administration experience such that it is easy to manage multiple Atlassian Cloud products in one central place. And that place is the Atlassian Admin Hub. With built-in domain capture, you can see every user from your company, edit their details, or export them to CSV for bulk editing. We know our admins love automation, so we've built an all-new admin API set to automate managing your users across your organization. 9 months ago, we launched Atlassian Access. In less than 1 year, we've seen blockbuster adoption of Atlassian Access across our customer base. With features like 2FA and SAML SSO, it's easy to see why Access is popular with admins. We've partnered with 5 of the largest identity providers to support SAML SSO. And today, I'm pleased to announce support for 2 new providers, Google Cloud Identity and Microsoft Active Directory Federated Services. We also offer API support to build your own integration. Want even more admin superpowers straight out of the box? With Atlassian Access, we can have your new employees be productive from day 1. Because now, with Access, we have automatic user provisioning. Through Okta, Azure, and OneLogin, you can connect up your user directories such that users are automatically provisioned in your Atlassian cloud products. Have your own custom directory? We've got you covered with APIs to help build your own custom connectors. I could go on and on with the long list of features in Atlassian Access. This product is an administrator's dream come true. If you are an admin, you know you want Atlassian Access. Come learn more by visiting us at our Atlassian Access booth at the Expo Hall. When it comes to cloud, no conversation is complete without talking about privacy. In the past year, privacy laws like GDPR have had substantial impact on many businesses. Does anyone know what GDPR expands to? At Atlassian, we lovingly call it the general destruction of product roadmaps. Rules and laws aside, at Atlassian, we believe that privacy is a fundamental human right. Whether you're a company trying to comply with privacy laws or an individual user trying to protect your data, our customers can decide who has access to their data and how they choose to present themselves. We've built privacy options in Atlassian Cloud that let you control your user visibility settings through a familiar drop-down in user profile. And while we hate to see you go, if you choose to delete your account, we make sure that taking your information with you is easy and painless. Just one click of a button, and you can exercise your right to be forgotten. With Atlassian Cloud, privacy is built in. Finally, the most important tenet of cloud, security. At Atlassian, our highest priority is the security of your teams and your data. We've implemented world-class security protocols to make sure that you can rest assured about the safety of your information. We've implemented data encryption for our customer data stores in the cloud. Starting today, all new cloud customers will have their data encrypted by default, at rest as well as at transit. Thank you. Like Cameron said, the more you clap, the more features we build for you. As the saying goes, trust but verify. A critical tool for verifying your data security is comprehensive audit logs. With Atlassian Access, we have built just that. A record of who has changed group memberships, granted access to users, or modified permissions across any of your cloud products. This gives administrators a single source of truth across Atlassian Cloud. Security is all about depth and defense. So in addition to building our own audit logs, we are teaming up with leading app security vendors to integrate our audit logs into their products. If you already use any of these products, you'll be able to connect them to Atlassian Access with zero extra work. Finally, in the spirit of one of my favorite company values, open company, no bullshit, we offer clear reports of how we follow security practices internally at Atlassian ourselves. Our security testing program describes how we secure our products and informs you of best practices that you can implement back on your own teams. Have a custom security questionnaire you need answered? No problem. We've got you covered with all that and more at the Atlassian Trust Center, your one-stop shop to learn how we build world-class products that are reliable, secure, and trustworthy. We firmly believe that cloud is the future. You can see how we are working at a rapid pace in making cloud the best Atlassian experience you can have. Expect to see even more excitement as we double down in building the future for you. And now, on to the newest launch in cloud. As teams adopting Atlassian Cloud become more advanced, we heard from you that you wanted even more from the cloud. With every aspect of project health being tracked in Jira, Jira becomes the heartbeat of your organization, needing more complex visualizations of project status. When Confluence is adopted by advanced teams, they become more open and connected. greatly increasing shared content and interactions. Analytics and visualizations of how your teams are using Confluence become very valuable. Advanced teams want to break free of the shackles of storage limits, want sophisticated support as and when they need it, because they're using Jira and Confluence in a mission-critical way every single day. Well, we heard you. And to serve advanced teams, today we're launching the most powerful version of Atlassian Cloud yet, introducing our newest product. Are you ready for it? Cloud Premium for Jira Software and Confluence. This is a kick-ass product. Wait till you see what it can do. With Cloud Premium for Jira Software, you can meet all the needs of your growing teams. We've introduced advanced roadmaps that help you visualize your project status in a powerful way right out of the box. No apps required. With advanced roadmaps, you can track dependency mapping across your work, as well as break work down into hierarchical tasks. And while we know that software delivery schedules can never be perfectly predicted, we've built potential delivery dates forecasting based on the historical performance of your team. With advanced roadmaps, it's easy to stay on top of your team's work, no matter how complicated project tracking gets. With Confluence Premium, we deliver a super admin mode. This grants a select group of admins elevated access over your organization's content. When someone leaves your organization or is on vacation and their team needs access to some work content, you can ensure that this can still be accessed by the appropriate teammates. With Confluence Premium, we've introduced advanced analytics that gives you insights into the usage of Confluence across your organization. You gain visibility into your top users, top interactions, and most popular spaces in one tab. But we're not done yet. Cloud Premium is backed by a solid promise of 3 S's. Service level guarantee of 3 nines, so you never have to worry about unplanned downtime again. Unlimited storage, so you don't have attachment sizes and file sizes cramping your style. Yes, go ahead. We think it's cool too. And premium support, which means you get a dedicated team of Atlassian experts 24/7 ready to help you. So if you want all that and more, visit atlassian.com/premium today and sign up for the early access program. 90% of Atlassian's new customers start in the cloud today. 90%. Not wanting to miss out on the excitement and pace of cloud, many of our longtime server customers have already moved from server to cloud. To make it easier for our server customers to join the cloud future, we've launched the Atlassian Migration Center, a central hub of tools and resources to assist you in moving to the cloud in steps that make sense for you. We've also just launched CMAC in our Migration Center, our automatic Confluence migration assistant, to help you migrate your users and content from server to cloud without the messiness of manual export-import. Come visit us at the Migration Center booth to learn more about this. I sometimes hear from our server customers that they fear losing control over their instance if they move to the cloud. That's how Russell Zera, lead delivery manager at Elsevier, felt when he first heard of Atlassian Cloud. He had been a Jira Server admin for years and was skeptical of moving to the cloud. But now, he's become a proud champion of the cloud because the cloud has unlocked a new level of productivity for his team. For those of you that are where Russell was a year ago, we have an entire community of people here that can help you. We have talks at Summit where you can learn from Russell and other customers that have migrated before you about their journey to the cloud and what you can learn from them. You can also hear from Atlassian teams that are committed to be with you on every step of your journey to cloud. To wrap up, you saw how we've established a true cloud tradition of rapid progress in all aspects. We launched blockbuster new products regularly, Atlassian Access last year, and now Cloud Premium this year, while delivering the best Atlassian experience for you. And now, to reach for the cloud, all you have to do is reach for your smartphone. In the next few minutes, in your Atlassian Summit mobile app, you will find a special gift from us to you. To all of you, our Summit attendees, we are offering a free Jira Software cloud subscription, the same size as your Jira Software server or data center license up to 2,000 seats. Absolutely free. We want you to experience the magic of cloud. We are confident that you will love it. With that, from the entire cloud team here at Atlassian, a big thank you. Over to you, Mike.
Thanks, Anu. I hope you all take advantage of that offer. As Anu mentioned, today more than 90% of Atlassian's new customers now choose our cloud products. If you're a new customer or starting a new instance with a few hundred or a few thousand users, we believe the cloud is the best choice for our products today. Now, we've shared a lot with you already, but it's just a small fraction of all of the updates we have. Size of company we are now and the amount of output we have, it's very hard to get everything into 90 minutes on this stage. So that's why this year we have a new category of talks called product keynotes. We're going to start with a server and data center keynote, which goes deep exclusively into our on-premise products and all the things that Cameron shared with you. That's just after this. To see how we're designing collaboration software for the next generation of knowledge workers, there's a Trello and Confluence keynote straight after lunch. After that, don't miss out on the latest on Jira Software and Bitbucket. And then, of course, to close off the day, see why our cloud products are helping IT teams transform all organizations. As I said at the start, Summit really is my favorite time of year. It's everyone here in this room and everyone in the Atlassian community that makes it that way. And I love coming because of all the phenomenal stories that they have to share. So I have one ask before we close, and that's that if you see anyone in an Atlassian black t-shirt with a blue Atlassian logo on it, please do share your stories with them, good and bad, so they can take them back to our offices around the world. It's one of the most critical ways that we can learn from all of you about how we can make better things for next quarter and for next year. Please, at the same time, use the Summit app to make connections with your fellow attendees, to attend an industry user group for any sort of industries from finance to life sciences, get to know people who are solving your same sets of problems, or simply use the app to get to know the person next to you in the keynote or at lunch. Don't forget, sharing your stories with Atlassian is important. You'll learn just as much by talking to the person next to you. They have all of the same sorts of information and learnings that you can learn from. So with that, thanks again for coming. Thanks for making the Atlassian community so awesome, and I hope you have an amazing 3 days. Thank you.